I saw the easy road shine bright, soft edges dressed up as light. It promised rest, it promised peace, but asked too much of who I'd be. So I stepped back, felt the load, felt the gravity of the road. Nothing fancy, nothing warm, just a choice that shapes the form. I learned early what ease can steal. It dulls the edge of what is real. I chose weight over comfort, I chose pressure over rest, I chose carrying the burden over laying down my best. I didn't pick what felt like home, I picked what made me whole. I chose weight over comfort so I could stand alone. I've seen comfort make men small, soft walls but no backbone at all. I've seen days dissolve in ease while purpose faded quietly. I didn't need the calm that sleeps, I needed calm that's built in deep, the kind you earn when no one knows the cost of saying no. Some peace is bought with silence, some strength is paid in time. I chose weight over comfort, I chose the long delay, I chose discipline and patience over drifting day to day. I didn't chase the shortest line, I stayed when it felt cold. I chose weight over comfort and carried what I could hold. Pressure didn't break my frame, it clarified my aim. Every low refined my stance, taught me how to hold my balance. I don't resent the heaviness, it taught my hands what steady is. I don't confuse relief with growth or warmth with truth. Slow step, solid ground, that's how real strength is found. I chose weight over comfort when quitting felt polite. I chose staying with the question through another restless night. I don't blame the road I'm on, it gave me what it owed. I chose weight over comfort and became what I could hold. Now ease comes, but I don't lean. I've learned what comfort really means. It's not escape, it's not retreat, it's trust in how I plant my feet. I carry less, but stronger now, because I learned the weight aloud. I don't chase what soothes the soul, I honor what makes it whole. I chose weight over comfort, not to suffer, not to boast, but to build a steady center that would never come undone. I don't fear the heavy days, they don't bend me, they unfold. I chose weight over comfort, and I stand by what I chose. If the road asks why I'm still here, I won't answer with a tear. I'll just breathe, reset and move. I chose weight over comfort. The alarm cuts, through the dark. No hesitation, just a spark. The floor is cold, the breath is white. I stand up straight and meet the light. No one's watching, no one cares. That's how you know the work is fair. I pull my jacket, set my aim. Cold morning shade me, not the pain. Comfort sleeps, but I don't stay. The quiet calls me anyway. Cold mornings make strong men. Not the noise, not the trends, it's the choice you make again. When it's heavy, when it's dim, I don't wait for warmth to win. Cold mornings make strong men. I've seen dreams die under sheets. I've seen potential miss its feet. The world won't pause to make it right. It moves for those who rise and fight. I don't curse the early hour. I treat it like a hidden power. While others wait for things to bend, I train my mind to just begin. Discipline before desire, that's how I keep the fire. Cold mornings make strong men. When excuses whisper thin, I don't bargain, I don't bend. I just move and move again. Strength is built before the sun. Cold mornings make strong men. I've learned resolve isn't loud, it's quiet steps when no one's proud. It's doing right without reward, holding standard, holding course. No applause, no second chance, just breathe, resolve, and balance. Slow breath in, steady pace. Another morning, same embrace. Cold mornings make strong men. When comfort tries to settle in, I remember who I've been and who I'm choosing to become. I don't chase the rising sun, I meet it ready, already done. Cold mornings make strong men. I don't measure days by ease, I measure by consistency. Some mornings cut, some mornings burn, but everyone returns to work. I don't need praise to stay on track. I stack the days, I don't look back. Each stone signs my discipline. Cold mornings make strong men. Cold mornings make strong men. Forged in quiet, built in 10,000 choices no one sees. That's the root of dignity. I stand firm where I've been. Cold mornings make strong men. When the day's what I bring the strength the dark gave me. No regret, no false sin. Cold mornings make strong men. I laid the first stone with no one around, no witness to hear that settling sound. Hands in the dirt, eyes on the line. I learned real time, don't rush time. I didn't wait for a guiding hand. I learned direction by where I stand. Every doubt tried to pull me downhill, but I built alone, standing still. I let the noise burn itself out while I learn what calm's about. built alone, standing still. No fast winds, just iron will. While the world ran chasing thrill, I held my ground and paid the bill. No borrowed fire, no borrowed thrill. Built alone, standing still. I watch men move just to be seen, trading death for a loud routine. I chose the quiet, chose the frame, chose to master my own name. Progress doesn't always show. Sometimes strength is saying no. I let patience test my will while I built alone, standing still. Stillness taught me how to see what movement hides from clarity. Built alone, standing still. No shortcuts, dressed as skill. I didn't bend to fit the deal. I kept my spine, I kept it real. Slow breath, steady will. Built alone, standing still. Pressure came, I didn't fold. I didn't rush what wasn't whole. I've learned some seeds don't break the ground until the silence is profound. I don't mistake delay for fear or solitude for disappearing. What I protect, I let it grow. I don't need speed to let it show. Break a lamp, no display, just showing up day after day. Built alone, standing still. When giving up felt easier, I held my line against the pull of empty praise and shallow deals. I didn't chase what wouldn't last. I stayed present, stayed intact. Built alone, standing still. Now when I move, it's measured ground. Each step aligned, no spinning round. I don't regret the time it took. I read myself like a closed book. The strength I keep was quietly earned by every bridge I didn't burn. I don't need noise to prove my skill. I was built alone, standing still. Built alone, standing still. Not frozen, just disciplined. While storms pass loud against my will, I stayed composed, I stayed fulfilled. This calm was caught, this ground is real. Built alone, standing still. If the world asks how I became, I won't dress it up. I left before the lights came on. No one noticed I was gone. The door stayed quiet, the room stayed still. Just another morn, another will. I didn't wait for a final sign. Didn't draw a line for who's behind. Some paths don't echo when you go. They just ask how far you walk alone. I check my pulse, I check my name. Still the same man, different flame. There's no applause on this road, no hands clapping when I hold the weight of days I never show. No audience for the load. I walk it straight, I walk it slow. I don't need crowds to let me know there's no applause on this road. I've done the work when no one watched, paid the cost, accepted loss. So build my spine in empty rooms, learn patience staring at the moon. I saw praise fade, I saw it turn, I saw how fast its giving burned. So I stopped asking who could see and focused on who I'd be. Some roads don't care if you're seen, they only ask what you mean. There's no applause on this road, no banners when the truth is told. Just quiet steps and debts I owe to the man I chose to hold. I walk it firm, I walk it slow. I don't need cheers to let me know there's no applause on this road. I don't announce what I'd endure, I don't dress pain to make it pure. I learn respect arrives late, but regret arrives right on time. So I carry calm like a cold. I answer only what I know. If the world never calls my name, I'll still show up the same. No spotlight, no design, just a steady heart in line. There's no applause on this road, no reward for staying composed. When every mile strips what you show and leaves the truth you hold. I walk it clean, I walk it cold. I don't need praise to stay in mode. There's no applause on this road. Rise too late to take. I won't turn back, I won't reload. I chose a path that no one owed. No applause, no heavy load, just a man who kept his code. I don't tell stories just to be heard. Some truths survive better unspoken. I've walked through nights that changed my nerve and mornings that left me broken. I learned early what talking cost, how quickly meaning gets misplaced. So I stitched my lessons into my wall and let time read them on my face. I stopped answering every stare. Some weight is meant to stay right there. I don't explain my scars, they're not mistakes, they're marks. From standing where I chose to stand when things fell apart. I don't rewrite my past or soften how it was. I earned every line I carry, I don't explain. seen sympathy turn to doubt. I've seen respect ask for proof. So I learned to let results speak out and let silence hold the truth. Pain taught me how to keep my frame, how to stay when it would hurt to stay. Some men wear pride, some wear shame. I wear what didn't go away. I don't decorate what I survived, I let it show. I stayed alive. I don't explain my scars, they don't need remorse. They remind me who I am when the light gets dark. I don't trade them for ease or a cleaner start. They're the cost of being solid. I don't explain my scars. Yeah. I don't chase comfort, I chase a line. I don't beg peace, I build it slow. Every scar is a private contract between what I lost and what I know. I didn't win by staying clean, I didn't grow by staying safe. I stood my ground when it cut deep and let the truth carve out my shape. No defense, no disguise, just a steady look in my eyes. I don't explain my scars, I don't frame them as art. They're reminders of decisions made with heart. I don't owe a timeline or reasons that sound smart. I lived it, I held it, I don't explain my scars. Now when I walk composed, no rush to justify my pace. The ones who know don't need to ask, the rest don't need the space. I don't confuse healing with hiding or calm with being numb. I let the past stay where it belongs and still become who I become. I don't explain my scars, they don't slow my mind. They remind me I can stand even when it's hard. I don't polish the pen to make it easier to guard. I'm still here, still whole. I don't explain my scars. When silence fills the room and judgment fades too far, what remains is simple truth. I don't explain my scars. I wake before the city breeze, no promises, no guarantees. Floor is cold but I stand aligned, steel in my spine, quiet in my mind. I don't rush truth, I don't react, I let time show me what's intact. The louder the world begins to spin, the deeper I pull the silence in. I learn control is not restraint, it's knowing where you place the weight. Still spine, quiet mind, I don't bend, I don't rewind, I hold the line without a sign. Still spine, quiet mind, no need to prove, no need to climb. I move with purpose, slow in time. I've seen anger dress as strength, I've seen ego overextend. I chose a road that doesn't shout, where clarity drowns the doubt. I don't explain what I carry inside. Some loads are meant to be quiet. Every step I take is clean. Nothing borrowed, nothing seen. I let the moment show its hand before I choose where I will stand. Still spine, quiet mind. I don't chase what's undefined. I stay still while others grind. Still spine, quiet mind. No wasted words, no blurred design. I keep my center sharp and kind. Pressure taught me how to stand, not with force but with command. When chaos knocks, I don't engage. I read the room, I turn the page. I don't feel what I can feel. Emotion bends but won't break steel. The calm I keep is not a mask. It's discipline refined by task. Slow breath in, slow breath out. That's how I separate fear from doubt. Still spine, quiet mind. I don't rush the final line. I let alignment choose the time. Still spine, quiet mind. No false peace, no hollow sign. Just steady ground beneath my stride. I've lost the need to dominate. I've learned the cost of tempting fate. Real power doesn't need a sound. It settles deep, it stays unbound. I don't rise fast, I don't descend. I build myself so I don't bend. What I protect is what I grow, and that's enough for me to know. Still spine, quiet mind. Built to last, not to shine. I don't fold under design. Still spine, quiet mind. Calm is chosen, not a sign. I walk intact alive. When the noise fades, I remain still the same, without a name, unshaken frame. Steady sign, still spine. Steel spine. Morning breaks with a rusty light. Roads are empty but I'm upright. I tie my laces, feel the ground. Every step makes a patient sound. I don't chase echoes, I don't shout. I learn my way by finding out. The mirror knows me, scar by scar. I've come this far by who you are. I keep my head when the nights get long. I hum my doubts into a steady song. There's dust on my boots from the miles I chose. Every wrong turn taught me what I know. I move slow, but I don't regress. There's a quiet fire in my chest. No borrowed flame, no second guess. Dust on my boots, fire in my chest. I've seen storms dress up as friends. I've watched good roads come to an end. I learned to wait, I learned to stay. I learned to leave at the right delay. I keep my word like I keep my name. I don't confuse fear with the flame. Hands are rough, but the pulse is clean. I guard the space between what's seen. I let the silence do its work. I let the truth rise through the dirt. There's dust on my boots from the miles I chose. Every hard step, hard in my bones. I don't rush what's meant to bless. There's a quiet fire in my chest. No borrowed flame, no second guess. Dust on my boots, fire in my chest. I don't need my shelter, I fix the roof. When shadows knock, I don't pretend. I breathe them out and let them in. I carry weight without display. I sharpen calm and store the blade. If lightning comes, it knows my name. But I don't beg it, I don't pray. Slow breath in, slow breath out. I learned my strength by holding down. There's dust on my boots from the miles I chose. Every lesson carved in stone. I stand firm in the test, with a steady fire in my chest. No borrowed flame, no second guess. Dust on my boots, fire in my chest. When the road fades into rest, I'll still walk true, I'll still progress. Quiet steps, a clear address. Dust on my boots, fire in my chest. I walk slower, I stand taller. I used to rush the hours, chasing noise, chasing signs. Thought speed was power, thought the race defined my mind. I burned days just to feel ahead, left pieces of myself behind. But the road kept asking questions I was too loud to hear at the time. So I stopped running from the weight and let patience set the pace. I walk slower, I stand taller. I don't fold under the strain. I don't hurry through the moment just to outrun the pain. I learned strength isn't faster, it's staying when it's hard. I walk slower, I stand taller, right where I watched urgent shame pretend to lead, while it quietly steals your ground. I've seen calm outlast the storm, when the storm burned itself out. I don't measure worth in distance, or how quick I cross the line. I measure it by how I carry what I refuse to leave behind. Stillness showed me where I was, not lost, just learning how to pause. I walk slower, I stand taller, with my feet set firm and clean. I don't chase the next distraction, I stay present in between. I don't need to win the moment to respect the man I am. I walk slower, I stand taller, since I learned how to stand. Time doesn't bend for pressure, it only answers truth. I stopped trying to outrun myself and finally saw it through. The calm I keep was costly, but it doesn't shake or sway. I didn't shrink by slowing down, I grew this way. anymore. I walk slower, I stand taller. When the world moves fast and loud, I don't confuse speed with purpose or approval with being proud. I let silence sharpen vision, I let restraint hold the line. I walk slower, I stand taller. Every time I don't rush into conclusions, I don't chase what fades too quick. I've learned depth needs room to breathe and strength grows to liberate. The road didn't get easier, I just learned where I belong. I stopped fighting every second and found my balance strong. I walk slower, I stand taller, not above, but deeply rooted. I don't flinch at passing shadows, I stay calm, I stay suited. I don't need the world to notice or agree with how I move. I walk slower, I stand taller, and I stand by what I choose. If you ask what changed my direction, I won't answer with a plan. I slow down. This road doesn't care how tired I get. It doesn't slow when I'm out of breath. No sympathy in the cracks and lines, just miles that ask for borrowed time. I stepped on it with open eyes, knew it wouldn't soften twice. The wind stays cold, the ground stays fair. This road doesn't care. I check my reasons, check my fear, neither one could steer me clear. This road doesn't care if I'm ready or scared. It keeps moving all the same, no comfort there, no guiding prayer, just consequence and flame. I don't curse it, I don't swear, I adjust my pace and stay aware. This road doesn't care. I've seen men bargain with the night, ask the dark to make it light, but the dark just holds its ground like truth when no one's around. I felt doubt crawl up my spine, felt time press heavy on my mind. Still every step reminds me where this road doesn't care. It won't slow for what I feel, only answers what is real. Doesn't care about my plans or prayers. It responds to how I stand. No mercy there, no second air, just what my feet demand. I don't ask it to be fair, I build the strength to meet it square. This road doesn't care. Indifference cuts clean and clear, it strips away the need for fear. No favors given, none denied, just truth laid bare side by side. I learned fast not to take it personal. This road is honest, not cruel. It doesn't promise, doesn't dare, it simply stays exactly there. Slow breath in, steady stare, I meet the miles without repair. This road doesn't care if I stumble or repair. It keeps going firm and straight, no applause there, no escape, just wait and rate. I don't fight what won't compare, I sharpen calm and carry spare. This road doesn't care. taught me how to hold my line without expecting signs. I don't need kindness from the way, I need consistency to stay. What I bring is what's declared. This road doesn't care. This road doesn't care. That's the truth I bear. It asks nothing but my pace, no disguise there, no repair, just presence in this space. I don't need it to be fair, I just need to still be there. This road doesn't care. When the end comes into glare and silence fills the air, I won't ask what it gave or spared. I walked it knowing this road doesn't care. They said the pressure would undo me, that time within me out there carrying too much would slowly wear the meaning down. But I stood where the heat stayed honest, where excuses melt away. I didn't crack, I didn't vanish, I learned how to stay. What bears is tested, what lasts is shaped by how it meets the way. I'm not broken, just tempered, finding fire, not erased. Every strike aligned my center, every pause reset my pace. I didn't lose what I was meant for, I just learned to steady away. I'm not broken, just tempered, still intact, still in place. I've seen men confuse survival with learning how to fold. They call retreat being wiser, call surrender being whole. But there's a line between adaptation and abandoning your frame. I stay present in the tension, let it etch my name. Heat reveals what you can hold without the need to over control. I'm not broken, just tempered, the edge is cleaner now. I don't rush, I don't splinter, I know where I stand and how. What once shook my foundation now only tests my aim. I'm not broken, just tempered, shape not change. I didn't harden into stone, I learned how to stay responsive, strong enough to keep my form, soft enough to stay conscious. Every flaw that didn't fade taught my balance where to stay. I didn't lose my inner tone, I refined it under strain. Slow heat, steady hands, that's how strength learns its span. I'm not broken, just tempered, I don't carry bitter weight. I let pressure teach me patience, I let time correct my gait. I don't wear damage as a crown or pain as decoration. I'm not broken, just tempered by deliberate transformation. Now when challenges arrive, I don't brace, I align, I don't tense against the moment. I meet it in my time. The calm I keep was costly, but it's stable, it's mine. I didn't escape the fire, I learned to stand inside. I'm not broken, just tempered, still flexible, still strong. I don't rush the final measure, I know where I belong. What I lost was never me, what remained is what I claim. I'm not broken, just tempered, and I choose it all again, and I choose it all again, and I choose it all again. If they ask what shaped this frame, flame. I won't list the heat or pain. I'll just stand quiet and centered, not broken, just tempered. I've seen hands open when it got hard, promises loosen, intentions fall apart. When the weight showed teeth, when the night went long, some walked away like nothing was wrong. I felt it land, felt the sudden low, didn't ask why, just adjusted my hold. Some things don't choose who they belong to, they stay right where responsibility grew. I don't judge the ones who stop, I just live what others drop. I carry what others drop. When the pressure hits and the light shut off, I don't make noise, I don't let it show. I set my feet and take it slow. No spotlight waits at the top, still I carry what others drop. I've learned excuses travel fast, they sound convincing but never last. I've heard fear speak in reasonable tones, calling retreat a wiser road. But I know the cost of leaving things undone, of turning away when it's half begun. So I stayed with the mess, stayed with the strain, let endurance answer the pain. Some strength is silent, some is taught. Mine was built from what I caught. I carry what others drop. When commitment starts to rock, I don't complain, I don't stop. I carry what others drop, while comfort calls and doubt won't quit. I tighten grip and settle in. I don't do it to be seen, I don't confuse weight with being clean. Some burdens teach you how to stand, how to measure effort by demand. I don't ask if it's fair or not, fairness never carry the load. I just breathe a line and move, that's the contract I approve. Slow breath in, steady spine, I make the weight adjust to mine. I carry what others drop. When patience wears and hope gets soft, I don't need praise to stay on track. I don't need thanks to not look back. I hold the line, I seal the gap. I carry what others drop. Over time the load reshapes, it builds your frame, it sets your pace. What once felt heavy now feels exact, like strength that learned how to adapt. I don't resent the extra strain, it taught my hands what last remains. Not everything is meant to rise, some things just need someone who tries. I carry what others drop, not to prove, not to top, but because quitting never fit the man I chose to live as. learned early what work demands. Cold steel morning, splintered plans. Every line carved into skin, a record of where I've been. I didn't ask for softer days, I asked for truth that doesn't sway. So I showed up, stayed composed. Let effort speak, let silence close. The world gets loud when it wants control. I lower my voice and steady my soul. Hands rough, heart calm. I don't flinch, I don't alarm. I carry weight without a storm. Hands rough, heart calm. I move steady through the harm. No rush, no need to prove my form. I've seen tempers dressed as might, seen fear hide in endless fights. I chose another kind of strength, measure breath, deliberate length. I don't confuse heat with resolve, or noise with problems getting solved. I let the pressure pass me by and keep my center where I stand. Some fires burn to clear the way, some fires burn if you let them stay. Hands rough, heart calm. Built by days that did me wrong. I learned restraint before I spoke. Hands rough, heart calm. I don't trade peace for being strong. I don't let moments pull the rope. I don't announce what I endure. I don't make pain a metaphor. I live what's mine, I set it down. I keep my feet on honest ground. When chaos knocks, I take a breath. I choose response, not borrow stress. The calm I keep was earning dust. By showing up, by building trust. Break in day, slow breath out. That's how I separate fear from doubt. Hands rough, heart calm. I don't rush to be transformed. I let time shape the better part. Hands rough, heart calm. I've learned how stillness disarm what anger never could have started. I've carried nights that weighed like stone, learned to stand there on my own. No witnesses, no borrowed grace, just quiet grit and steady pace. I don't resent the marks I bear. They taught my hands to be aware. What I protect, I keep intact. I move with purpose, not react. Hands rough, heart calm. I don't bend to passing storms. I stay aligned when pressure forms. Hands rough, heart calm. I hold the line without a show. I let my actions do the talking slow. When the day asks who I am, I won't answer with a plan. I'll stand present, firm and warm. Hands rough, heart calm. Hands rough, heart calm. Hands rough, heart calm. Hands rough, heart calm. No. No witnesses to my battles. I fought my wars in empty rooms. No echoes loud enough to bloom. No crowd to see me lose my breath. No hands to pull me back from death. I learned to stand when knees would shake, to hold my line for my own sake. Some nights were longer than they seemed, but I stayed awake inside the dream. I checked my pulse, I faced the cost. I found myself where others lost. There were no witnesses to my battles, no records, no names attached, just silent hours and and promises I never scratch. I didn't fall where others watched. I rose where no one came. No witnesses to my battles, but I carry them the same. I didn't fight for validation. I fought to keep my orientation, to know who I was when no one knew, when silence was the only truth. I felt fear close, I felt it breathe, I felt it as too much of me. But I didn't run, I didn't fold, I learned control by letting hold. Strength didn't come from being seen, it came from staying in between. There were no witnesses to my battles, no applause at the end, just the weight of every decision and the man I had to defend. I didn't win by showing scars or turning pain to fame. No witnesses to my battles, but I survived them the same. I've learned some wars are meant to stay private, quiet, out of display. Not every fight needs a flag, not every loss needs to be dragged. I sharpened calm where chaos stood, I chose restraint when I could have pushed. The hardest moments never shout, they test what you're about. Break, slow breathing, steady hands, that's how I learn where I stand. There were no witnesses to my battles, no one cheering through the smoke, just resolve pressed into silence and a spine that never broke. I didn't ask to be understood, I asked to stay aligned. No witnesses to my battles, but they shaped this mind. Now when the world feels loud and fast, I remember what I passed. If I can't stand when no one's near, I don't fear being here. I don't explain what made me this. Some truths don't benefit from lists. I let my presence speak instead of every night I never fled. There were no witnesses to my battles, but they taught me how to stay, how to move without permission, how to choose without delay. I don't need proof of what I've done or echoes to remain. No witnesses to my battles, but I carry no shame. I used to talk just to fill the air, say too much like somebody cared. Every truth fell on borrowed ears, every promise dissolved in years. I mistook noise for being strong, thought the loudest heart belonged. But the road has a different route, it's sharp and slow, it cuts you cool. Every word I threw away came back heavier each day. I learned silence the hard way, when voices failed and lights went gray, when explaining only fed the mess and honesty wore me thin. silence the hard way. I watch respect ignore the plea, but bow his head to certainty. No defense, no begging tone, just standing still, fully grown. I saw power speaking breath, not in threats, not in excess. The quieter the man became, the clearer burned his inner flame. Some truths don't need a sound, they land hardest when unbound. I learned silence the hard way when proving myself drained my days, when every word needed a shield, and silence finally made me seal. I stopped chasing who wouldn't stay, stopped explaining what I can't say. I learned silence the hard way. I don't react, I absorb. I let the moment shape the form. I don't interrupt the storm, I let it show me what's false or sworn. Stillness taught me how to stand, how to choose, how to command. Not by force, not by display, but by what I don't betray. No raised voice, no bitter plea, just a man where he needs to be. I learned silence the hard way, when noise made me lose my way, when every answer felt like death, and restraint was my first reset. I let my presence do the same, let my actions clear the way. I learned silence the hard way. Now when I speak, it carries weight, measured tone, deliberate pace, no wasted breath, no empty sway. I learned silence the hard way. Steel in my blood, fire in my breath, walking that line between life and death. Every chain they try to hold me with, I melt them down. I was born for this. You can hear it when the ground starts to quake. Every step I take makes the heavens shake. I'm the beast inside, no cage can hold, turning every scar into solid gold. Thunder in my soul, can't be denied. You'll feel the world burn when I rise. They build walls, tore them down, turned every law into my crown. rise, I'll never fall. I am chaos, strength and pride. The world will bow to the beast inside. Drums of war start to rise, steel and fire in our eyes. Dust on the boots, blood on the ground, echoes of thunder, the battle sound. We've been broken, we've been scarred, but every wound just made us hard. No fear tonight, no turning back. The world will shake when we attack. We are the march of the Iron Hearts, forged in pain. We'll tear the dark apart. Our souls are blades, our fire burns. This is the age, the tide returns. Raise your heads, my brothers, stand. The storm is ours, we rule this land. No crown above, no chain below, just burning strength in every soul. Let the drums pound loud, let the sky ignite. We are the storm that owns the night. We are the march of the Iron Hearts, forged in pain. We'll tear the dark apart. Our souls are blades, our fire burns. This is the age, the tide returns. One breath, one stare, the world stands still. Steel in my veins, calm in my tone. I walk through chaos like it's my throne. No fear, no sound, just the rhythm inside. Every move I make electrified. They talk loud, I stay quiet. Power speaks, I don't deny it. Iron eyes, they never blink. I see the edge before they think. Cold fire runs beneath my skin. Every loss just pulls me in. Iron eyes, I never break. Every step's the ground I shake. No city sleeps, but I don't fade. I build my crown from every blade. The storm bends low to let me through. Even fear knows what I can do. They talk loud, I stay quiet. Power speaks, I don't deny it. My skin, every loss just pulls me in. Iron eyes, I never break. Every step's the ground I shake. Shadow moves unless I say. The night itself knows my way. Born from scars, I turn to flame. Danger's not a word, it's my name. Iron eyes, they never blink. I see the edge before they think. Cold fire runs beneath my skin. Every loss just pulls me in. Iron eyes, I never break. Every step's the ground I shake. Rain keeps falling on this face of mine, but I keep moving, one step at a time. They tried to break me, they tried to change my name, but I'm still standing, still playing this game. You can feel the weight, but I never fall. My heart beats still, my blood runs bold. I got an iron soul burning deep inside. Every wound I take just fuels my fire. Through the ashes I rise again. I was born for the struggle, born for the pain. Shadows whisper, say I won't survive, but I walk through the dark with fire in my eyes. Ain't no mercy in this world I roam, but I carry the storm and I call it home. You can take my scars, you got an iron soul burning deep inside. Every wound I take just fuels my fight. Through the ashes I rise again. I was born for the struggle, born for the pain. I don't die. I got an iron soul burning deep inside. Every tear I've shed turned to pride. Through the ashes I rise again. I was born for the struggle, born for the pain. There's a weight on my shoulders, heavy as stone. Been fighting these demons on my own. The road is cruel, but I still walk proud. My soul speaks louder than crowd. I've been burned, I've been scarred, but I wear those marks like a work of art. Blood and thunder in my veins tonight. Steel eyes in the mirror, I see no fear. Every loss just brought me here. I don't need mercy, I don't need peace. I find my calm where the chaos breathes. You can test my heart, but it won't break. Every hit I take's another step I make. Blood and thunder in my veins tonight. Let the blues guitar cry through the night. Let the drums roll slow, then hit with might. Through the smoke, through the pain, I rise up again and again. Blood and thunder in my veins tonight. The fire inside me burns too bright. Every scar, every chain, I turn it all into my rain. smoke in my lungs, and the night feels cold. Been walking this road with a heart of gold. Every scar I wear is a battle sign. Ain't no breaking me down. I draw the line. They try to drag me under, but I burn through the thunder. I stand in the fire, I don't run. I rise through the pain, through the lies. Lightning in my chest, I'm alive, I'm free. Ain't no storm strong enough to bury me. Dust on my boots, but my head held high. I've seen good men fall, I've watched dreams die, but I keep moving on through the blood and pain. Every fall I take, I get up again. They can cut me down, they can test my name, but the blues in my soul will light the flame. I stand in the fire, I don't run. I rise through the pain, through the lies. Lightning in my chest, I'm alive, I'm free. No storm strong enough to bury me. Oh, let the drums hit heavy, let the guitars cry. I was born in the dark, but I aim for the sky. You can feel my heartbeat through the smoking rain. I'm the sound of the struggle, I'm the edge of pain. I stand in the fire, I don't break, I burn. Every fall's just a lesson I learn. Lightning in my chest, I'm alive, I'm free. No chain, no fear, I'm the man I need to be. City never sleeps, but it bows to me. Every lock clicks open when I hold the key. Boots hit the floor, echo down the hall. Power don't whisper, it answers the call. Eyes like blades, mind like gold. Every move I make turns dust to soul. I built my throne out of fire and rage. Walk through hell, still center stage. Can't be broken, can't be tamed. The world's my script, my name's engraved. Glass full of heat, smoke in the air. Money and loyalty, both rare. Enemies talk, I let them run, but when I strike, it's one by one. Head steady, heart don't shake. Mama cried, said I'd run out of luck. But I've been breathing smoke since I was 5. Ain't dead yet, that means I'm alive. Scratch my name in a world that forget. Still got fire in my cigarette. Got gravel in my lungs, dust in my veins, walking through the storm like I don't feel pain. The world don't listen, but I still speak. Got gravel in my lungs, but I ain't weak. I've eaten dirt and I've swallowed pride, laid with sorrow, let the good things slide. But my fists still clench, my boots still strong. I don't back down when the devil's taunt. They say I'm broken, hell maybe it's true, but I break the ground when I'm out walk through. Got gravel in my lungs, smoke in my chest. I don't pray for heaven, I just fight for rest. Let the silence judge me, let the thunder speak. Got gravel in my lungs, but I ain't weak. I ain't made for pretty souls, I ain't here to play along. I bleed in bars and I breathe in bars. Every scar's another star. Yeah, gravel in my lungs, ash in my throat. Still I howl through the night like a hangman's goat. If the end comes running, let it find me on my feet with gravel in my lungs and a heart that won't retreat. A long road to redemption, dark blues, deep maze. No one calling, no one knew my name. Sky was black, hope was thin. Storm outside matched the war within. Whiskey lies and cold motel beds, dreams like ghosts dancing in my head. But I ain't done, no, not just yet. Still got breath, still got death. I may be broke, but I won't bend. I'm taking that low road to redemption again. Mama said, son, the fire makes steel, but it burns you hollow before you heal. I've seen love fall like a cigarette spark, fade too quick and leave you in the dark. savior knocking on my door. Just my shadow curled up on the floor. But I ain't done, I still stand tall, even with my back against the wall. Scars remind me where I've been. I'm taking that low road to redemption again. The night's long and the silence loud, but I walk on through that ghost town crowd. No choir sings, no angel send, just me and the fight. I won't pretend. I may be rough, I may offend, but I'm taking that low road to redemption, my friend.
The sun bleeds down on the desert wild, boots kicking up the ghosts that hide. Heat waves dance on the empty land, with the weight of a gun in my steady hand. No town ahead, no trail behind, just the whisper of death riding close in time. Every shadow on the ridge knows my name, and every mile burns just the same. Dust and bone, that's all I own. I've been walking too long through a place called alone. The wind don't care and the night won't speak. Dust and bone is all I keep. My soul still burns with the weight of the wrongs that I can't return. Tracks behind me fade in the sand, like the lines of a prayer in a sinner's hand. And the air tastes sharp like a blade on the skin, while the dark just smiles and pulls me in. Dust and bone, that's all I own. I've been walking too long through a place called alone. The wind don't care and the night won't speak. Dust and bone is all I keep.
is all I keep. Sun bleeds down on a desert wide, and the dust and bone is where I'll lie. Empire in my hand. Roll up slow in a blacked out ride. City lights bend when I step outside. Cigar smoke, big diamonds cut the dark. Every move I make leaves a permanent mark. No fear in my eyes, no mercy I show. The streets are my kingdom, the world will know. I hold the empire in my hands tonight. Every shadow moves when I claim my right. Gangsta blood runs cold, boss crown on my head. You crossed my line once, you wish you were dead. Deals made in silence, power sealed with glass. Enemies crumble, none of them last. Gold on my wrist, steel under my coat. Every word I speak is a law I wrote. Storms may come, but I never fall. The boss of the bosses, I answer no call. I hold the empire in my hands tonight. Every shadow moves when I claim my right. Gangsta blood runs cold, boss crown on my head. You crossed my line once, you wish you were dead. Yeah, the night is mine, carved deep in stone. The empire I built, forever my throne. I hold the empire in my hands tonight. Every shadow moves when I claim my right. Gangsta blood runs cold, boss crown on my head. You crossed my line once, you wish you were dead.
dark blues, deep male vocal, cold glory, power bone from silence, final form. Didn't rise on no golden stage, came up crawling through blood and rage. No hand reached down, no angel sang. I carved my name with broken fangs. I've been the ghost behind the wall, I've been the crack in every fall. Now they look up, asking how, but I never begged, I just figured it out. I was built from nothing, shaped by flame. Didn't inherit power, I became. No crown on my head, no choir sound, but I make kings drop eyes to the ground. Built from nothing, and that's why I last. I own every scar from my brutal past. They called me lost, called me low, tried to shame me with what I know. But truth don't bend for fragile pride, and silence wins where liars hide. I was built from nothing, stoned by breath, stared down gods and whispered death. Didn't need love, didn't need grace. I took my time, then took my place. Built from nothing, and it made me whole. I don't burn out, I swallow cold. No spotlight, no rose parade, just quiet steps and the plans I laid. They cheered for kings, then ran from me. I ain't what shine, I'm what won't leave. I was built from nothing, not born, not blessed. Just grit in my soul and dust on my chest. No flag, no drum, no crowd, no sound, just me and the way that owns this ground. Woke up cold in a stranger's town, boots full of mud and the sky hanging down. The devil on chase, he walks beside.
I've been dragging him on every ride. You can't outrun what you carry inside. It finds you fast when the truth won't hide. Chains don't break themselves. You gotta bleed, you gotta bend. You can't pray for life, but you'll fight till the bitter end. Ain't no mercy on this shelf, 'cause chains don't break themselves. I've loved and lost in a flash of flame. She screamed my name like a curse, not blame. I wore my sins like a tailor-made suit. Tried to change, but the fit was too true. Now every mile's a nail in wood, building the man I never understood. Chains don't break themselves. They don't rust, they just cling. You can't beg the wind, but it don't change a thing. I'm digging deep into my head, 'cause chains don't break themselves. Ain't no savior in the mirror, just a man I made from fear. Chains don't break themselves. They snap when you stand tall. Every scar I earned kept me from the fall. Now I wear 'em like a badge on my chest. These chains don't break for less.
Born in the fire, raised by the blade. Every scar I carry, every deal I made. The streets remember, the legends grow. My name's the currency, the shadows know. Power in silence, fear in my tone. The crown is heavy, but it's carved in stone on the bloodline throne.